And also the law's a bit different. How, they don't persecute you. So let's say even if we had a place in our roof, our girlfriend and I had an apartment. So if you have, let's say, 99 plants per square this space, you're good. You're fine. 100, you get to go to jail.
Yeah.
So, they'll have 99 plants. And actually, all the people down, it was actually an old hospital we used to live in. So, you're gonna smell everyone else's weed growing before you even get to us with our 99 plants. And actually, it was just extra money. Wow, we could really go out, have a great dinner, maybe buy some nice clothes. And I did really well breaking my denture. I have stickers.
Hit them up. That's what this whole thing's about, man.
I like stickers.
Hit them up. I got some. One of my buddies goes to Hawaii a lot, so he brings me back to the little house.
Now, actually, at first, I guess even when Espo was busy and younger, the guys like him would get arrested doing tickets.
Taking stickers.
I even heard putting up stickers like on the lamppost, and cop wants to bust you, cops are, and they just set you up. I know Lenny Futura, at some point, old story, makes a U-turn in Harlem. He has a roach in the ashtray. He gets to go to the Tunes.
That's crazy.
And I also recall that in my years getting caught and arrested for graffiti. I think maybe I didn't have this shirt on, but by the time, it happened the last 2 times, by the time you see the judge, and both times were in Brooklyn, the judge would look at me like, are you kidding me? How were your last few days, huh? You're gonna do that again? Not tonight. All right, get out of here. I have shit to do. The guy in front of me, he raped a 5-year-old. The guy after you was like, he shot up a bank. Can you get your graffiti dumb? You look like you have sense not to do this shit. Can you get your dumb graffiti ass out of here? And once the last time was the last time. It was like, wow, that wasn't fun. I went to jail alone in Brooklyn. I went to this system. It took 4 days. This group of guys. And when we got to central booking, some guy took out a Newport, and I had $1. And I asked for the Newport, offered him $1. And I realized I'd been speaking Spanish enough to get by. And they looked at me like, when we get to the island, it's us against you. What really terrified me, there's a very tall, young Puerto Rican boy. And the Hard Rocks are like, when we get you to the island, we're gonna dress you up in panties and garters and make you our bitch. That's when you get religious. I'm like, I never do graffiti. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Like, whoa, they're gonna victimize their own kind?
Holy shit.
And luckily, and unfortunately, the system, you gotta make that 12 o'clock judge. Gotta make it 12 o'clock. And luckily, I've never done any other crimes. So, like, please see that judge. I never let me go. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. The guy's working. The graffiti guy, get the fuck out of here. Right? Get the fuck. What would you do? You said, get the fuck out of here. It's 12 o'clock at night. And again, he's like, so. How are your last few days? Right, get out of here. Just like Miss Angela Merkel 2 years ago. Open the gate. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry from the Middle East ended up there, raping and pillaging and really running them up and getting government money. Sure, they'll live in a cold country. It's better than having rockets, shot at you. Right? I swear to God, those 2 bombs in 2001 have traumatized me for life. And I'm like, wow, what must it be like living in a bomb war zone. And when that shit was going down, I'm like, why am I not in Groningen? What the fuck am I knew why I'm here. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? And I was working on 33rd Street, and it's a school, there's 0 windows. It's a prison. They didn't know it's a school. It's a prison. So by the time the second building was down, it was about the first time I got to look out a window. And they kept calling me to the office. Hey, plane hit the building. Okay, you think it's a Cessna? Whoop! They call you back to the office next class. Whoop! We got some shit going down here. And the mayor says that we're all going to, if it's a full attack, we're all going to sleep in the basement, which is an air raid shelter. I thought, fuck these bastards. Get the fuck out of here. And then I had to go back to another class. And still just really not knowing what was going on. I think with a history class. I think I'm not even a full teacher. Teachers don't want to teach. They let me teach the class. I fuck these kids. And I started to lose it. You know, there's something going on out there. I'm thinking of my daughter, who's kind of a baby, you know, back then. And I'm really losing my shit. And then we changed classes, and I looked out one tiny window. And I'm like, whoa. Ooh, it's huge. I call it a cloud.
Small.
It was like the Himalaya. It was so huge. I've never seen anything so huge and moving. And it was the Himalaya of death. It was blue-black against that blue sky. It was just death. And I went to the class, and I said, all you motherfuckers, sit the fuck down. I'm going out for 5 minutes. And there were 2 other adults in the classroom. And when I did come back, they were all sitting there. But when I got out to the street, I thought, oh my God, this wouldn't be happening to me in Holland.
No.
Somebody fucked up, and it wasn't me. And I bet it was nobody black.
Yeah.
Because these colonists have fucked with them. And it was very interesting. It was horrific, the actions in France. And definitely you can't do business. If I didn't have money saved, like, well, I'm asked down here. I flew there to do a show. Nah, we're not having a show. They'll kill us. I was working in the killing zone. I was living in Hebrew neighborhoods. You come out the house with a guy with a machine gun, you don't feel relaxed. You're glad he's there, but you don't feel relaxed. So the French have been fucking with people for hundreds of years. And again, they gave all these people passports.
What?
And,
it seemed like a good
and France, okay, now you know, you've had enough experience in France. So African people come up there, it's cold, it's wet. That's not like Holland, that's not in the brochure. You know, come visit Paris. It fucking rains 9 months a year. Yeah, summer's fucking gorgeous. Because in 9 months. And there's also a reason, because of the geography, when the weather arrives, you can't move. You have to wait for something to move. You have sunny weather, it stays. You have wet weather, it's not going anywhere. So for a minute I lived in the gentrification neighborhood. Because basically it's the same landmass. There's real war going down. It's coming, it's gonna come. We're on the same piece of land. So when there was some event, shit really hit the fan there. And 2 weeks later, they had food lines in the park in Paris. You can see guys got there from Syria in 2 weeks. Okay, network of blah, 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 you do this, you do that, you do this. I'm like, damn, I could never do that. They were there.
Yeah, wow.
Which is also a problem. Once they arrive, you lived in a tent in the desert. You have no skill. You can arrive there at age 13, have no skill. You're not going to have a skill. And they don't want you. I watch the guys at the mosque. Some days at the mosque, there are like 1,200 guys. So I kind of figured out, okay, when to go out the house and when not to go out the house. And there are a lot of them that, after your prayers, they're all poor. They get together, get a 6-pack of Heineken. Maybe somebody's got a joint of hashish, and they get really cheap liquor. So okay, so what's this God shit? Your God says don't drink. Okay. Then after some cheap liquor and some beer, then they start robbing and pickpocketing. So again, we're from New York. We're not going to let that happen to us. I don't think I ever got robbed there. Oh man, once I had on some good Carhartts, and it's winter. I have a Carhartt jacket, baggy pants. I get in the subway, and I have a habit of putting my hand in my pants. I put my hand in my pants. There was another hand in there.
Oh my God!
And it went so fast. I grabbed this hand so hard. Like, whoa. And he wasn't big, but he was so so crafty. And actually it was too tight, it was packed. So it was too tight for me to hit the guy. I gotcha. Holy shit. And of course, being streetwise, you watch them steal in the tourist areas. They can open your backpack. In fact, it's fast as hell. And I can't believe people actually put their passport and their wallet in the back of the backpack. Yeah, these kids are on heroin.
Wait,
I don't want to get sliced for that shit. You're better than me. You keep going.
This is like insane for me. So
I do enjoy the opportunity when the people somehow give me some warmth back,
Yeah, man, could be more hyped on this opportunity. It was like one,
That's right.
you never hear.
Once with Keen, we had to do something for a film, and he came. Maybe it's like one guy comes at 10 o'clock, the next guy comes at 10:30, and I was scheduled for later. Scene comes late with his whole entourage. I have to do my shit now. I'm the great scene. And they filmed the guy for an hour. And after the hour, the whole crew came down holding their head. Like, that was the worst hour I spent in my life. Like, holy shit, that was difficult. And Richard can be great sometimes, or he can stutter and mumble and get it all wrong. He can, he's done it 1,000 times too. He even had a TV show, but catch him wrong, it doesn't go well. And when they got to me, I think we were done in 10 minutes. And holy shit, yeah, I did this before. I don't want to waste your time.
Not my first rodeo, man.
Yeah, there you go. You arrived on time, I arrived early, you got what you needed, it's going to help you film. It's called professionalism. I could be stuck, this is my own unique situation from 1978 to 79, that'd be alright. The woods were still safe, no serial killers, you can go camping.
It's always a plus.
Not everywhere, but you can still go camping and not get murdered in the woods. I went to university to be a forest ranger, by the way. And the first job I looked for, I realized the IBM thing wasn't going to work out. It was also way too decadent. It paid.
Well, that's what you're gonna do, and then you met your dealer, right? You're not sure what went down, like.
You could afford any drug habit. You could afford. You do your work well. You can buy a mistress. You can buy a house for your mistress. I'm a kid. I had 3 cars, 2 apartments in Manhattan, and pretended I stayed home with my parents so they wouldn't know I had apartments. We went to country clubs, the Rye Country Club, saltwater pool. Hey, niggers and Jews at a country club? Yeah, military pays. Yeah, you're on our team.
Wow.
So this type of dynamic, this is not real. This is wrong. And And of course, somehow you get into the money thing. So I worked at night so I could make more money. And one night, my hard, and it was a surface like this. I did a huge line of speed so I could stay up. And it hit me so hard. And I stood up, I get the rush, and I looked around. I'm in the middle of a war room. We have a board. You know, it doesn't have missiles on it, but you know, this is where our computers are. Right? Yeah, what's the computer doing? They're controlling a missile. I'm like, wow, I'm 22. It's like Dr. Strangelove. I'm 22 years old. You left all this shit for me? And I'm like, where is everybody? This is wrong. And I said, whoa, everybody else, they're the older adults. They're really swinging. They're all out fucking and sucking and doing good blow at the bar. There's nobody there. This is how the country is run.
Amazing.
We talk about that all the time, about how
This is
rich
real.
do the cocaine, the poor do the heroin, and it's set up to be that
Then
way.
with our little McDonald's, there's a chain of how you want to set and back then it's Ronald Reagan. So then all the rockets are pointed in the west. Okay. So you have the kid in White Plains, New York, in a nuclear bunker, completely doing speed. Okay, you're young and fresh, but what if I make a mistake? So we went to set off a rocket in Colorado. So the guy's work in White Plains, New York was completely on speed, and coke and whatever else. He doesn't give two shits about the job. He just wants to get paid. That's why he does his work well. Can't stop that paycheck. It's only about the paycheck. I don't care who we kill. It's about, I can buy a new car. I'm in a swimming pool. So, and also from that place, I saw my whole life. There was only one place I would ever move, and that was corporate headquarters. So I'd been to that building, like, wow, 20 years here? And that's what I realized at a young. It was far better to play with Sharpies and stickers than to maybe kill some woman and her kid that did nothing to me.
With nuclear warfare
And considering,
chemical warfare.
you know, how I got here to America, I'm not really with their program. I can't be bought that far. But once I worked at IBM, I realized what the fuck he was going through. And it's a whole lifetime of shit. Growing up in Washington, D.C., and somehow, luckily, he's like, this is too much. And he heard somehow black people were getting hired at a place called IBM in White Plains, New York. So he wrote to chief. And the chief said, hey, come to New York, I'll interview you. And that got his bus money together via the university. Also, black folk had a network in this country of university people called fraternities and da-da-da. So from these educated folk, that stuff was like a lifeline. Okay, so he got lucky. According to my dad, he's the first guy who ever was a black manager. My father got out of the army as a captain. He's like, yeah, but you can't give a white guy an order. You know, so he comes home with half his body all fucked up. You know, 18 months recovery. So Dad was traumatized. He went through all that, works at fucking IBM all day. Then he has my little shithead ass at home and my stupid mother. He didn't want to. He would also go outside and do the garden in like his office clothes, and other neighbors thought it was funny. No, Dad's traumatized. He didn't give a fuck. He's so happy to have a plot of little grass to cut. He would buy all, you know, oh, too much, you know, IBM money, I got too much money. Let's go to the garden center and buy every unusual flower we've ever seen. We're black people, we don't know shit about it, but that's pretty. Let's just buy it and put it in the garden. We're an amazing garden.
So that's basically
and it was all
why you
colorful.
followed in that.
It was all very much like graffiti. Walking out my front door, it was like this. What did Dad buy last weekend? And what was cute was that, well, in the garden center, while he's busy, then there's a spray paint aisle. can of Testers was 75 cents. My allowance didn't allow for that. Hey, Dad. Hey, you had a good month. Good month, maybe. So, I won in poker. I'll buy you a model boat. Cool. Can you buy a can of paint for me so I can paint the boat? So the worst thing about my first arrest was that when I came home from the precinct, the lie was over. He was like, "Whoa, this kid has." I bought all that paint for a year.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there are no orange boats.
Testers.
Yeah, there are no pink boats. So that, I knew my mother was going to whip me. You know, she thought that would lead to a life of crime and bank robbery or whatever. And she did whip me. So it hurt me to that. It hurt my mother so much. However, my father, he's just more practical. Again, Buddha, okay, you did that. He said, let's not do that again because you end up in jail. Why don't you paint to the basement? Then I tried that, and of course the whole house stunk. Testers was nasty. So, this is not working. Maybe, you know, another time take a piece of wood out back and paint. And, you know, it's not a train. It's not the subway. It's not working here. And I really tried to stop doing graffiti because it disappointed my mother tremendously. And I did a crime, you go to jail for it. And then I had to change my name because I would see the police who arrested me in the subway. And they're not stupid, they're adult. They come in and they look at your fingernails.
What made you change your name from Star to Kirk?
You see the police every week. Mr. Officer Smitty and the gentleman, I think his actual name was Bumper. And they wore uniforms, they knew how to catch our little black rat asses. They weren't afraid to walk down the center of the track in the tunnel. Because they smell the paint. And in a way, just to get the kids out. And in a way, kind of like a teacher, they realize it's going wrong for young black children. You know, these kids are not in school. They're in here at noon paying the train. This is, you know, they can't put it all together. Their job is to stop crime. Why do we have, you know? So they were a bit sympathetic. They never hurt you. If you had paint, they had to arrest you. They spray you in the face. Or, you know, they're black. You're a little black kid, they're little black kids once, right? They're no different. They probably did mischief when they were a kid. They're not stupid. And anyway, it was like cold turkey junkie. And luckily, and so I was a spoiled kid, but I went away every summer. So I look forward to that, and I went to a summer camp, and then I get older, they call it work, then you just start working at the camp. So I had this weird duality. I realized, oh wow, I want to be a forest ranger, that way I don't have to deal with people. I went to university to be a forest ranger. And no, you don't need to go to university to do that. What we're going to teach you here in university, in Washington, D.C., the American way. We're going to give the people this mountain on one side. So you see, like the Hollywood sign, like, oh, shiny, happy mountain. But behind that, we're going to rape the shit out of it. Now we're going to make as much money off of Mother Nature as possible. The business of protecting the environment. I'm like, no, I just want to stand there with the suit and look for bears. And make sure nobody leaves their Budweiser can. And I want to listen to my rock and Grateful Dead, man. I get an interest in people. And graffiti, immediately, before I even really fucked with the spray paint, I had a little book when I used to go to school. And Granny used to take me to the baseball games, Mets and Yankees. So I'm seeing this strange hieroglyphic, and I kept a little notebook. And, you know, little pads when you're a little kid, and all of a sudden my notebook was full. Oh, wait a minute. There's over 500 names. There's something going on here. I'm curious. This is something going on. It's not on the radio, it's not on TV. It's a secret. there's a secret thing going on. And so I was different than the black spades and Savage Apache gang tags in the neighborhood. But again, I'm really tiny, so if I'm going to the store to buy bubble gum with my 25 cents, and I walk past the graffiti that says Apache, and the Apache takes my quarter, I'm assed out. So when you're 10, that type of mystique, ooh, they're bad guys. But the subway graffiti was different. I can't say it was magical, but I was curious, and it's like, after a while you watch it, and the names, Cola Face, Phil the Greek, and et cetera, you realize what neighborhoods they come from, where they live. You knew. You knew who was black, you knew who was Latino, you knew who was Caucasian. So all of this information was coming simply from the handwriting. Then you recognize the handwriting. Then you recognize the guy's getting better. Wow, he did a piece this time. Yeah, you can't afford paint. Oh yeah, how do you get paint? Also, I'm little. 10 years, I wanted to paint the train. I was too little. I can't reach the train. So I had to wait till I was 12.
Aspirations.
And then how did they get those cans? Even when I realized you had to steal the cans, the good paint was high up. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, Martin's brand paint. Yeah. Well, the guy can't reach the top. And also remember, you need mentoring. That's where university failed me. My very first train, I had my 2 cans of paint, and I always thought you painted the outline and the inside. No one showed me. You do your outline, you fill it in, just the way, you might with a crayon, because you're 10, you're 12. And the shit just ran off the train, and it was so horrible, I was so...
disappointed.
Oh my God. It was like a death, what's this? It doesn't work. And actually I painted that way for 2 years, because I had no one to show me, until I met other guys. Oh, you paint the inside first, something so simple. But all of this dynamic, you're a kid, so I can't play soccer. We played everything in the street. And also, I hurt my arm as a kid, like tennis elbow. Played too much sports. You fantasize about being Mickey Mantle, for me anyway, or, Willie Mays. So you're a child. When the graffiti went by and it said Joe Blow, hey, that shit was big. The mystique of Joe Blow, wow, he must be huge. And it took quite a few years until I started getting good at it. It's like, yeah, when I paint my name big, they'll think. And when graffiti was really popping, yeah, they grab you. Yeah, here QUIK says big black guy. Cool. We used to look rough. Big black guy. Cool. Power graffiti. Fucking monster. Cool. So your parents send you to schools so you become successful. So at a very young age, as small as I was, I became successful at something. Okay? It wasn't going to be Mickey Mantle. I wasn't going to be George Clooney. I wasn't going to be James Bond. I was going to be me. So I didn't need attention. So I did a lot of my graffiti for years anonymously. And also the other guys, they were not as organized. They're going to get caught. They're going to meet the police. This is my sport. I have to ride the trains to go to school. I want to see my name. Think of the sport. You want to win. So each time you caught the train, you won.
Nice. That's the way to look at it.
And then, simply because I was winning for me, and I was able to, again, you can't be a king, every yakety, as they say, yakety yak, I was the king. How can you be king? You need paint. So these motherfuckers with no regal home. I had a car when I was 15. I was an excellent thief. You couldn't have been king. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. You couldn't do it. And seeing once was like, yeah, I went to see him like 8 o'clock. I opened the trunk. He's like, yeah, you got 3 bags of paint. Yeah. And he looked at it, I had the ball labeled. That's for here, then I'm going there, and then I'm going there. It's a fucking Tuesday night. Check this guy out, Even got my homework done. Alright? So this is the background I'm coming from. Then with Richard, it was more two inner city, like Lower East Side Bowery Boy kids. It was just playground, they throw rocks at the guys, and hey, they don't like that. Throw rocks at the guys, you're gonna call the police. Okay, so I now that I'm older, I get the perspective. Richard didn't have any parks that were not. Okay, actually he did have parks. Sports wasn't his thing. Maybe he was a geek when he was a kid, but he had this amazing talent. Blade left the house early and the train ran in front of his window. So this is your sport. For them, the black guys from the Bronx was a social thing. Again, I saw the kids were like wild, from really bad families. I'm sorry, dad's in jail, an alcoholic or whatever, but you're not going to be winning in life, and you're going to drag me down with you. So I was really cautious of all of that. For me, I wanted to win in the sport, and you weren't good enough to be my partner. You're going to slow me down. And when I went to Pratt Institute, somehow they didn't quite put it in these words, but like, black boy, what do you think you're doing here? Yeah, I'm the only one. It's expensive. Actually, I went to an opening in Brooklyn last summer. And 4 of us black men showed up at this opening. All 4 of us had been to Pratt. None of us had a degree. And I think there was a 5th, phase 2, but he wasn't there that night. So here we have 5 examples of being a black man going to Pratt Institute. And my chairman once, he's a little short guy from Spanish Harlem. And he's like, listen, I see what your issue is. You're just whatever, you're young and spunky. But basically he was telling me, he's like, look at me, look how successful I am. Now you fucking spit midget, little power trip Napoleon motherfucker. And basically he's like, you gotta kiss ass to get by. And I was like, you know what, sir? I can bend, but can't bend that far. And also, teachers, I wasn't accustomed to this. Elementary school, high school, the teachers cared about you. If you couldn't draw a straight line, they actually helped you try to assess your ability to try. In the universe, they didn't give 2 shits. They're like, hey, I'm getting paid, I'm going to my next gig at SVA, and I'm going to sit in my big house. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And back then it was like album covers and romance novels. Well, okay, so teach me. And we have no interest in teaching you. Go home and figure it out on your own. Huh? What am I paying for? It was expensive. Dad's killing himself for this money. So being a fit, and all, I was sick. I remember I had an assignment, an airbrush class, do Time magazine cover. Oh, the guy next to me, yeah, he's talented. I don't have that talent. I think I had to make Jimmy Carter, and it looked exactly like Ronald Reagan. I don't know where the fuck, I don't know. It was perfect. I don't know, rowboat or something. I don't know how that came out of me. Perfect Ronald Reagan, but we were supposed to do Jimmy Carter. Yeah. So that's also quick. Whoop, missed it. Oh well. And my trains were ugly, but I wasn't doing it for you. I knew I crushed that train. They're pissed. And I the moments like Saturday morning, what 20? By the time I'm 20, then I'm like, ooh, I got this now. Ooh, I know how to work this. And now I know what I'm doing. Now I know what I'm doing, and now I'm really pissed. Okay, school hates me, but when I go to school, if I happen to take the subway driving with too much traffic, I'm on every train. My shit is huge. I'm the fucking king. So fuck you at school. I also recall once, the guy's like, bring your material and work. Of course I was spray paint. He's like, get out. Years ago, when I went back to Hunter, they throw me out the class for paint markers. I sat in an oil painting class. I sat all the way as far as possible, and a woman came around. Oh, could you please like close your material? It's annoying people. We're in, an oil painting. The room smelled of oil for 100 years. And the bitch gave me a C plus in advanced painting. It's like I have a show in Madison Avenue. You don't. Give me a C plus. And I had to. I had to like come into like a court. I'm like, hey, I lose my fucking government scholarship here. I get straight A's. You give me a C plus in painting. I think I didn't bring it. I think I brought a small roll of painting, and I brought a bag of all my catalogs. And it was a black guy and Caucasian gal. And black guy like, whoops, we picked the wrong fight. Whoops.
I shouldn't have said.
Never saw this before. Black guys got books up to here. Like, yeah, don't need to open them, do I? And the woman goes, oh. So it looks like you had a good run. Okay. Again.
Later.
Welcome back to America. Welcome. Killing myself. Living on the Lower East Side. I work. I go to school full time. I got to deal with this shit. Hey, that's why they destroy the towers. This country's full of assholes.
Say that again. It's run by assholes.
Every American dream I've ever had has been blocked.
But someone just didn't want to see you shine for what? That people don't appreciate.
It could be a lot of reasons. I did have one instructor at Pratt who was really, he wanted to teach you how to draw. And he assessed he had a lot of students, he got there early, and he did a bit military style, but he taught you to draw. And you would have my drawings, like, oh shit, I do that? Okay. We went to Parsons for a moment, but that was really expensive. And that was really military. They're like, hey, you can't do this, I'm a failure. The guy was, like an old general, so maybe he was an old general. Hey, you can't do that, I'm gonna teach you, you better fucking pay attention. I'm like, yeah, it's expensive here. And I did it, and I got an A. They're like, whoa. But somehow he cared. And I'm saying to a lot of young people why I've been around the world working in museums and universities. I was in Holland. I've worked at every major university. I work in prisons. I went to prison in Holland and speaking poor Dutch. They're like, oh shit, you're here. We know who you are. Guy from the movie. What the fuck you doing here? I come to meet you. I'm interested in people. Yeah. It was a hard prison. I can murder you and cut your throat. Cool. Whatever. If you don't, you just wasted 10 minutes. I'm the fun guy, right? You got art class with me. I'm like, you know what? And when I did my trains, now there a guy, I don't know why In did what he did. He was a bit homeless and had a terrible life. Everyone, I realized also that a lot of the guys who got up because they had terrible home lives. So home wasn't a place to be. You went home, Dad's strong, he's gonna beat you. So you lived on the street. And when you're a bit young, you become a street person. And maybe it wasn't about drugs. We saw if you did drugs in the 70s, you died. So it wasn't so much of that yet. Which I didn't know him. He was, fantasy role model for me, this guy Jester. So having met him, and actually he works where I stay with my ex-wife. Sometimes we go out to lunch. He was king of graffiti, and it looked like he never went to school. But how did you do all this? It was in Coney Island. It was in Washington D.C. It was in every station. And he did pieces. He was a throw-up guy, but he did pieces. He did the whole car top to bottoms. He was unique. And again, with the sports motif, let's try to look at it that way. You get to be on the all-star team. This guy was an all-star. Okay, he didn't do wild style like scene, but he's one of your first all-stars. So then when it comes to a guy like QUIK, and it was also very interesting, once the guys, tough guys started meeting me, how small I was. They're like, oh shit, we don't like you. Yeah, because I fucking rock. When I come to a line, I take over. You're gonna see only me. It was different. So we're all a bit different.
How many trains do you think that you smashed over the course of your run here? But
I'd say, but you sort of count your little pieces in your head. Somehow you can count. And I recall one summer, and I have the photo. Well, let me start counting. And it's June, and I have the photo. I wrote number 791. Whoa, that went fast. Whoa, I know what I'm doing. Then it was full speed ahead.
so
I'd say
793
even 10,000. But of course, I also worked on lines that were aluminum. They're washing shit all the time. So I got to do another 200. Tuesday night. Go home, do my homework. Go to the Monday. No, Monday night almost never paint. Thursday night's not good either. The workers won't tolerate your bullshit on Thursday night for whatever reason. They're not going to tolerate your bullshit. So Tuesday, Wednesday, local, weekends for the big shit. And I rocked and rolled. I had dates. I had jobs. Cut the grass. Pretend I was a little psycho quick. But I think also what was. They never discussed it. Okay, you get arrested, and the kid has so much pain. He has to be, he's stealing it. And I think they were so shocked at how much paint I could steal. And how, it's like magic. And then on Monday it's gone. And Friday it's back. Monday it's gone. Years of that shit. So they never mentioned it. And I think that's, what's this? Like, what is, and my guys are just, we're suburban knucklehead kids. And my friends, the guys I picked from the graffiti world for friends were very compassionate. And again, with the graffiti thing, you could be poor, you could be Jewish, you could be Polak, it didn't matter as long as you were cool. I saw Phil the Greek, Bob the Polak, whatever. So I felt, wow, so this is the melting pot. It's really great seeing you guys tonight. I was so exhausted.
We're so glad you made it out for us, man. I'm really hyped for you taking the time. I appreciate you.
You guys are here for me, for art.
No worries.
Being a painter, I don't quite say I'm an artist. I always say, yeah, I paint. Every now and then I might do something like, oh shit, I made art.